Have you ever noticed how some things seem to drain your energy, even if you can't pinpoint exactly what? Maybe it's the overwhelming workload, that friend who always asks for favors, or even the expectations you place on yourself. Day by day, life becomes heavier, more suffocating, as if you're sinking in a marathon of never-ending obligations. But what's making you so tired? Is it really the work, the people around you, or maybe something deeper that goes unnoticed? The problem is that everything you say yes to comes with a hidden cost. Every commitment, every extra task, every favor, it all adds up, and the weight you carry becomes unbearable. And the worst part? Much of this burden is invisible. It hides in the small daily decisions, the automatic yeses, the compromises you make without thinking. Life gradually overwhelms you, one small step at a time, and before you realize it, you're exhausted. What if, in reality, what's paralyzing you is precisely what you've accepted without questioning? You know the secret no one tells you? Saying no is one of the most powerful acts of freedom. It may seem like a simple, almost insignificant word, but no is the key to freeing yourself from what holds you back, what steals your peace, what consumes your time without return. Imagine that each yes is a stone you put in your pocket. At first, they seem light, easy to carry. But keep filling your pockets, one yes after another, and at some point, you can no longer move. You're stuck, crushed under the weight of everything you've accepted. That's where no comes in. When you start saying no to what doesn't make sense, you begin to remove these stones from your path. And it's not just about lightening the load, it's about giving yourself the chance to choose what really matters. It's about understanding that by saying no to what's irrelevant, you're saying yes to what truly makes a difference. Because, in the end, freedom isn't about having no commitments, but about having the ability to choose those that are truly worth your effort. And that choice begins with the courage to say no. Sacrifice. The word itself brings discomfort, right? But that discomfort is the sign that you're in motion. Real growth never occurs without sacrifices. Think about physical exercise. To gain strength, you need to challenge your limits and feel the effort. It's in the pain that the muscle rebuilds itself stronger. The same goes for life. To make room for the new, you have to let go of the old and say no to what makes you complacent. Most people avoid discomfort and choose the easy path, getting stuck in routines that don't transform. However, true progress requires the courage to sacrifice what no longer serves, even if it seems essential. Sometimes, life feels suffocating, too full. You try to fit one more thing, another commitment, another project, and suddenly there's no room left to breathe. But here's the truth. If you don't empty the cup, you can't refill it. By eliminating what doesn't add value, you create a void, and that void is an opportunity. Nature abhors a vacuum. It fills it with what you truly need. Like a cluttered closet, to make space for the new, you have to get rid of what no longer serves. The same goes for life. When you start saying no to what doesn't serve, you're actually opening doors to new possibilities. You're making room for the new to come in, for change to happen, for your true purpose to reveal itself. You're not just eliminating what's unnecessary, you're attracting what really matters. And that's the secret that many haven't realized yet. Life isn't about accumulating. It's about freeing up space so that what truly matters can flourish. Letting go. A word that scares many because it seems to mean loss, absence, emptiness. But what if letting go was actually an act of liberation? Letting go isn't about giving up something valuable. It's about recognizing what no longer makes sense. When you let go, you're not losing anything. You're actually gaining freedom. You're letting go of what demands your attention so you can focus on what truly nourishes your soul. Think of life as a journey and visualize a road ahead. The more you carry with you, the harder the path becomes. This applies to objects, habits, beliefs, and even people. Sometimes, what keeps you from moving forward isn't the obstacles ahead, but the weight of what you refuse to leave behind. And this is where saying no becomes a spiritual practice, a way of reaffirming your commitment to what really matters. When you embrace the power of letting go, you're recognizing that some things aren't essential to your journey. You're accepting that letting go is necessary to move forward. It's the courage to say no that turns letting go into an act of growth, not loss. Sacrifice is often seen as painful, but what if it were a strategic choice? Conscious sacrifices are investments, trades of the immediate for a better future. They're not just losses, but deliberate choices to align life with purpose. Imagine a farmer planting seeds at the beginning of spring. He sacrifices today's comfort, time, effort, and even savings to reap the rewards later. This is the power of choosing to sacrifice now for future results. But intention is crucial. It's not enough to say no to everything. You need to know what you're saying no and yes to. It's a matter of perspective. When no is said consciously, it ceases to be a rejection and becomes an affirmation of freedom, choice, and life. Because in the end, true freedom isn't doing everything you want, but having the clarity and courage to choose what's worth it. Life has a natural flow, a rhythm that guides, drives, and directs us. But often, we feel disconnected from this flow. Why? Because we insist on clinging to what no longer makes sense, carrying responsibilities that aren't ours. The truth is, to live in harmony with the flow of life, we need to know when to say no. Saying no to what isn't aligned with your purpose is like removing stones from a river. Each no you utter clears the path so the water can flow more freely and intensely. When you refuse to accept what doesn't serve, you're actually keeping the course of life aligned with what truly matters. You're saying yes to your purpose, yes to your essence. But what happens if you don't say no? The flow stops, and life becomes a constant struggle against the current. You feel lost, drained, without direction. It's like trying to row against a strong river, spending all your energy on something that brings no results. To go with the flow, you need to learn to leave behind what doesn't move you forward. This is the secret to living a lighter, fuller, and more aligned life. Prosperity is the result of daily choices. Each decision is a seed planted, and what you cultivate today will determine what you harvest tomorrow. The question is, what are you choosing to cultivate? When you say yes to purposeless things, you're planting seeds that won't flourish. You're investing your time, energy, and resources in barren fields. On the other hand, when you start saying no to what doesn't add value, you're making room to plant what will truly bear fruit. Think of your life as a garden. Some choices bloom, others suffocate. To thrive, you need the courage to remove the weeds and nurture what truly matters. This is the daily construction of prosperity: conscious decisions, small sacrifices, and the firmness to say no when necessary. In the end, saying no is more than just a simple word. It's an act of courage. It's the strength to look at something, an opportunity, a relationship, a habit, and recognize that even if it has some value, it isn't aligned with what you truly want for your life. This requires brutal honesty with yourself. It means having the clarity to choose what's worth it and the boldness to leave the rest behind. Saying no isn't about rejecting the world, but about asserting yourself in the world. It's understanding that true freedom comes from making choices that reflect who you really are, not what others expect you to be. When you say no, you're claiming the right to shape your own path. You're affirming that your priorities, your dreams, and your well-being are non-negotiable. This decision to say no is, in fact, a yes to a more authentic, lighter, and more aligned life. When you free yourself from what doesn't serve, you create space for what truly matters. True freedom emerges when your choices reflect who you truly are, not who others want you to be. And to continue on this path of transformation, there's something important you need to face: the toxic habits that drain your energy without you realizing it. This leads directly to the last video posted on the channel. Destroy hidden toxic habits. In it, we'll explore how to identify these patterns and eliminate them for good so you can break free and move toward your true potential. Don't let hidden habits keep you from living the life you deserve. Because as the philosopher once said, freedom begins the moment you say no.